Now, this could be your opportunity, guys, to own what is potentially a very nice Mark 1 XR2 Fiesta without having to remortgage everything and sell the children and so on and so forth. So I'll take you around the car and talk you sort of through the basics, what I know as and when we go. Now, I know projects are tricky, but this is an XR2 and it's a Mark 1 XR2. So that, I didn't want the bonnet to go over centre, so believe it or not, that is not a Ford stay. That is my stay. So, intention being, sort of a fast road car, Z-Tech, 5-speed, as you can see, twin carbs, which, fine, continue on down that path. It's there, obviously. It's sat in a really solid shell from what I can see. Now, you're going to have to come down and make your own minds up because this is a project and you've got to see what you're taking on. But from what I can see, it looks to be a very good shell. But you've got to come down and have a look yourself. Make sure it's what you think it is. Now, I've got 3 big boxes of spares over there, which I'll take you to. Maybe I ought to take you around to now before I forget. And the vendor tells me that over the next week or so, he's going to drop in engine, gearbox. I think engine is in kit form, i.e. pistons are out and things. Now these 3 boxes, there's a box there with heater, so forth, bits and pieces in. There's a box there with all sorts of goodies in, which is why you've got to come down and have a look. Because I can't take absolutely every single thing out of the box and lay it all out. And there's 3 boxes. There might be some duplication of parts, I don't know. I'm not saying there's going to be every little thing, but there's 3 full boxes of spares there. There's spares in the car. There's another box there, and there's more on its way down this next week. So I think it's going to put you well on the way to getting this car back up and running. So then you'll have a choice. You either carry on down the Z-Tech path or you go back to standard and do it that way. 6 or 2 3s, I suppose. So that's that in there. I'll carefully remove that bar. Just bear with me a bit. I don't want to slam that down either. Just nice and careful. There you go. Because it's got there's a little bit of flattening and polishing in places, and little bits there. But the basic paint job is really nice. It's a real nice paint job. Like I say, it wants a bit of flatten here and there, and it might want a little bit of a blow in here and there. Now it's all settled, but it's basically there, which is, as you all know, is a very expensive and a specialist. That's the specialist part of any restoration, isn't it? Bolting an engine and a gearbox and the dash and things back in. There's considerably more people can do that. Plus the fact it's not messy, is it? You can do that at home in the garage, can't you? Quietly of an evening. You can't start doing full repaints in your garage. That just doesn't stack up. So on the plus side, all that hard work and expensive work is done. So there's a load more bits and pieces in there. Some other boxes of odds and ends. Floors look good, look. Tailgate looks good. I've just taken loads of photographs of that. Tailgate and all that looks all sound. There's no latches on the door. Parcel shelf there. Obviously some boot liners there, boot bases and so forth. So there she is. Now I'll take a load more photographs, and the idea behind these videos is just to give you guys the heads up as to what we've got, and then you can decide whether you want to come down and have a look. And I think you should with this, because this has got the makings of a real nice little car. Whichever path you go, whether you go Z-Tech or whether you go back to standard. I think the car, my opinion, the car warrants going back to standard because it's such a lovely little car. And I think it will make a right little cracker. And we all know the value in these things is when there's factory standard, isn't it? When they're back to factory, you've got a far bigger customer base. So there you have it. Now, this would have absolutely shot off the shelves this time last year and a little bit earlier when the COVID situation was at its worst, when people were going insane at home and looking for a project. This would have whoosh and gone. But nonetheless, I'm sure it will create a fair bit of interest now because of what it is. And like I say, we're open 7 days a week before I forget. If you're making a purposeful trip for some distance, please just touch base with the office and make sure that we're going to be about. We are open 7 days a week. There's your gaps. Look, sorry, that door doesn't hold shut, does it? We're here 7 days a week, but it's still a bit crazy, isn't it? We've still got some COVID kicking about. We've still got some closures, and they're still quite prominent in schools and things. So just do touch base with the office if you're going to make a purposeful trip. That's all I suggest. Thank you.